So you're currently tuned into TBD on the live stream or on KCSB FM 91.9 in Santa Barbara and netnetradio.com, Tijuana. I'm joined by my friend Lightalk, and today we welcome back Patrick Shirishi to the show. I believe Maddie hit you up after you had opened for Godspeed back in the day, and you came into the studio and performed a grand old solo sax set for us. That
Yes.
was pre-COVID, and the show has changed a good amount since then. So we're stoked to have you on for a proper interview.
Yeah.
Patrick, how have you been holding up, dude? Like, what have you been up to the last year since we saw you last?
Since the last year, um, you know, I fell out of love with saxophone. I fell back in love with it.
Oh,
Oh wow,
But that was a whole, that was a whole like COVID thing. I
yeah,
think
mm-hmm,
uh I was just so drained of anything and confused with what was happening.
yeah,
Like usually I turn to saxophone to help process, what I'm going through and everything.
mm-hmm,
And I was like, this sucks.
yeah.
Everything kind of sucks.
I hear that.
But I mean, I'm playing more and more. I started to take lessons this year.
Okay,
Oh.
what are you taking lessons for?
For saxophone, I want to get better at playing like bebop jazz.
Oh, hell yeah, that's
But
sick.
I've been an awful student. Um,
Oh, okay
even
then.
as an adult with everything happening.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
So I got to pick it back up.
So where were you taking lessons through? Were you just going to like a music school or something?
My friend Daniel Rodham,
Okay.
um, but he went to the Monk Institute. He has just like a brilliant sound on the tenor sax. And he's done like some large group stuff and just released like a solo record
Mm-hmm.
the other day, which is like beautiful. You guys should check it out. Um,
For sure.
but he's like a fucking master.
Yeah.
And so and he's super patient, even with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's been a joy to kind of take like he had to move back to Israel because his family's in Israel and he's here on a visa.
Mm.
So he was there, and then he's finally coming back this month, at the end of this month.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, crazy.
So, I mean, I'm glad that you've been at least trying to stay busy, throughout
Yeah.
this wild ass year. And like I said, we're stoked to have you back on. I guess before we get into the rest of the interview, I like to encourage our listeners to get involved in their community in some capacity as much as possible. And I asked the artist to, dedicate the show to some kind of like mutual aid org or just like any community organization. And you had mentioned to me Asian Defense Philadelphia. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. So it is a dear friend of mine, Asa Nakagawa. She is putting it together. But her voice was on the record I put out a few months ago. I shouldn't have to worry.
Mm-hmm.
And she lives in Philadelphia, and it's she wants to. She's a great source of inspiration. Like she's wanting to put something together for the people there. She mentioned that there isn't really any sort of program that could help, like elders or
Mm-hmm.
women who have been targets, of
Mm-hmm.
these crimes.
Yeah.
And so started like this little thing where she's trying to put together kits for people that they can distribute for free.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I wanted to acknowledge her and the work that she's doing because that shit is not easy to put together, um, and takes a lot of effort. So hats off to her. And
Oh yeah, for sure. She's doing great work. I think that that is absolutely amazing. Bless the people that are going out of their way to start something like that. How can people get involved if they're like in Philly or, anywhere else in like the world? How can they get involved or like donate or do whatever they can to be part of that?
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is awareness.
Mm,
You know, um, I think sometimes it's easier to just have the blinders on and just kind of be in our own world of like Twitter and
mm-hmm.
oh, my records that I have here, and then some Hulu show or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of that too, for sure. Like once I come home, like, well, it's time to watch, you know, TV and like decompose.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to know what's happening and always being open to learning and educating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've personally definitely learned a lot during quarantine also, and thankful for the time that we got during that, I guess just staying home.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, at least me personally as well. I feel like I have definitely learned a lot about just, injustices going on in the world, and I feel like that's a very important
Yeah, and
like you were saying, it's very important just to be aware, and I feel like quarantine or just like, this time where we've just had so much time to ourselves was a great time to like, I guess, learn about that. So,
yeah, there's a lot of fucked things happening right now. Like
oh,
it's
for sure.
kind of insane.
Yeah, I like firsthand just heard about the stuff that was going on in Colombia. I had like interviewed a band from Colombia and they're like, "Yeah, there's about to be a protest in like, a few days here." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great." And they're like, "Nah, it's fucked. Nothing's gonna change." And I'm just
Yeah,
like, "Damn, okay." And then like literally like a week later, we're all just hearing about like how like gnarly it is in Colombia and like all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, these kids are literally living through that, dude. Like, it's so brutal and like dude, it just makes me so like bummed. But so just this weekend in Slow, BooBoo Records had two copies of your record, Black Sun Sutra, a tape that came out on Rob's label Weird Cry in 2013. This is the earliest record listed on your Discogs. You
that
know,
is the first one.
yeah, is that your very first tape?
Bad boy.
That is the first one. Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's insane. I didn't know that was actually your first one. I thought maybe there's just some missing. So Patrick, you went to school and studied classical guitar and, garnered a degree in the instrument. Why did you suddenly say friendship is over with guitar? Now tenor sax is my best friend. And
I
when,
said that.
nah,
That's what
but
I'm feeling. That was the
yeah,
vibe I had gotten.
just
I,
theoretically.
I had heard that through the grapevine.
Got it. Actually, tenor sax is the last saxophone that I really got into playing, and it's only been recently. Um, yeah, I kind of there's a lot of history that goes with tenor sax,
Yeah,
Like Coltrane, and there's Sonny Rollins. There's so many
yeah,
greats have played that and like expanded that, and I was
uh-huh.
like, what the fuck can I even add to the tenor sax?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what can I fucking add to any saxophone? But that was the most intimidating one,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started playing alto in fifth grade band,
Okay.
and so that was like my love for that, and I feel like that's the one that I can kind of say the most or say what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never really loved guitar,
Okay.
or playing it.
Yeah.
It's here and to play it, but so when I went to college, I went for music therapy, and I was gonna add a degree in saxophone performance when I got there, and then I got there, and everyone was shredding away in the practice rooms,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Holy fuck, I suck." And I got so discouraged
Yeah.
that I didn't declare a major. I took like private lessons because you were able to,
Yeah.
but I didn't declare. And I think in the long run now, like I'm glad. I think my playing would be vastly different if I did start then.
Yeah.
I think it would have, you know, I think I wouldn't have such a wide scope of what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also different. I know a lot of people start that way and then expand, but in
Yeah.
my mind, I think I was glad I started kind of out and you know
Mm-hmm.
was able to do things before.
So I guess when did you start getting into like free jazz sax and like stuff like that? Was that like after college?
It was after college, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit towards the end.
Okay.
I remember in college, I was listening to a lot of like getting into like the classic bebop stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like Bird, Sonny Rollins. I got into heavy, and
Mm-hmm.
then I got a Naked City album, John Zorn's Naked City album.
Okay.
Oh, that is a fantastic. I've got that on tape.
Yes, me too.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, I played at some like random ass uh, record store on tour, and I was like, what? Like $9?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I paid.
But I got that, and then it totally like blew my mind. I was like, wow, saxophone could sound like this, and then I went into that Zorn hole like really deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I was like, yeah, I could do this. And then I was in this band Karima, and then one of the keyboardists was really into free stuff, and so we kind of
Mm-hmm.
started doing free stuff together, called Nakata.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh,
And that was
I believe I've got that over here. Your one on Atlantic.
Hey, yeah, we come a long way. We come a long way. The early stuff is a struggle.
So what year do
Almost
you
class
think that
act.
was that you started doing like stuff for Nakata or whatever?
Think it was maybe 2000. When did Black Sun Sutra come out?
I think
13?
I think that was 2013.
So maybe 2012,
Oh,
2013.
Wow.
oh wow,
Time.
that's insane. That's where it all started. Like, where did it kind of go from there?
And then I I was very cautious about releasing like a solo thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I think I was comparing like what I should do to like what others have done,
Hmm.
And then my friend Paul Lai, he was kind of like, you know, it's just music kind of deal. You just do the best you can at that moment and then move on.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's really stuck with me, and I think it's what's helped me kind of put a lot of stuff out. I
Okay.
guess I
Yeah,
kind of just see it as a snapshot of that moment.
yeah.
And so when I made that record, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and make a solo record every year
Hmm.
just to document it for my own sake
Okay.
and see, how I do.
Wow, that's honestly pretty sick. So it was kind of like almost maybe like a personal challenge or something to kind of just start putting so much stuff out, like kind of
Yeah, I wanted
document
to
where
kind
you
of
were at the
be able
time.
to push myself,
Yeah.
like so like I see Tulian Dispatch as like the follow up to Black Sun Sutra in like a
Hmm.
solo saxophone in like an acoustic setting.
Yeah.
And then Ascension was kind of like the follow up to White Sun Sutra with the pedals and stuff. And
Hmm.
then
Ah,
Sparrow's Tongue was more like of a follow from Emo, which was like, saxophone with like weird shit and
Hmm.
stuff. So in my mind, I have all these things. I don't know if it's connecting for the listener, but
Yeah.
I guess it's music is a selfish thing.
I guess as a big Patrick Shiroishi listener personally, it does connect a bit because well, it's like following your work in 2020, you were releasing a lot of stuff that had kind of been happening over the past decade for you. Dissension felt like a big eureka level moment for me as a listener because that connects a lot of your reverb technique and stuff that you're doing on some new stuff. All of your stuff on Astral Spirits. Oh no, were really just truly terrific to get in. I mean, Komishi Tria is the first one I got from the label, and that's really connected me ever
Yeah.
since. Um, but also, I mean, I still think like in 2020, the biggest thing you've been adding are field recordings, bits of ambience, and I think a real openness to what you can bring into certain space.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's been definitely something new. I think when I started, I came from a spot where I need to be playing all the time.
Hmm.
I come from like a progressive rock background, so in that case, it's like many notes, many times. That's the goal. Whereas, and then slowly as I went forward, and starting listening to like a lot of like solo sax Japanese musicians, like
Hmm.
they add a lot of space, and so that's been something that I've been trying to add into, and like you don't have to always play, and playing with others has definitely helped with that too, because
Hmm.
you don't want to be like playing the whole time, but like, oh yeah, look at this, like
Yeah, dude.
some instances will that totally works, but a lot of times you want to play off each other and like
Hmm.
have like a conversation or a dialogue, and so that's been
Yeah, that's awesome. That kind of brings us into like I guess what we wanted to talk about next, but fast forward like, 9 years later after your release with Nakata, your output has skyrocketed like, 50,000%, a lot through like collaborations and
Stocks are
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Market's steady.
Stonks are up. So which collaborations have kept you most on your toes or scrambling to keep up or, completely with a new like lease on life?
I mean, I don't want to sound like a lame ass, but they all kind of do.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah, King.
Like,
Everyone's a new level up.
I would honestly see it
but like
like that personally. I feel like too, but
yeah, like everyone's growing, and it's it's just cool to see where they're going, and then playing off of that, and that I think will bring out something different
hmm.
in or it does bring out something different. I feel like in my playing, like I'll try something different because they're doing something different. I'm like, oh shit, this is an avenue of possibility that I can explore
Yeah.
solo thing, and I don't know. I've been really lucky in um people have asked me to collaborate with them or just
Mm-hmm.
even like put on shows, if they're on tour and we can play together. Um,
Oh,
and people have said yes when I asked them to, and
Yeah.
we're not really deep friends, there, but uh, just from like a show or like from a recording, and then just being down to like explore, and that's been kind of cool. Um, I did this recording last year that's coming out finally this year,
Mm-hmm.
but with a friend, Kozue Matsumoto on koto,
Mm-hmm.
and then her friend Shoshi Watanabe on shakuhachi. So it's like traditional Japanese instruments, and then myself on saxophone. And so that's been something that I've been wanting to explore for a long time, like mixing, the Western and the Eastern instruments and tonalities together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm super hyped on that. And hopefully, we could get into playing again together or adding
Yeah,
another,
yeah.
weird instrument in there.
That's sick. So when do you think like that's gonna come out? When do you think we're gonna hear that?
I think it's gonna come out hopefully before the year ends.
That's awesome.
let's go back actually a little bit to space here. So, a while back, you posted really one of the best videos on Facebook I've seen, and it's true Patrick Shiroishi hours here. You're playing in an empty parking garage, and you've got killer ass reverb in the space. Now, that's a big shout out to Matt Stage. I know that was it wasn't really a teaser for the stuff that has come, but that was still like a big kind of collab there. But that was what got me going with the space question. What to you is that ideal space? Maybe with the mics or pedal systems, the instrument you're using, whether that's a sax, guitar, or even drums. And
Hmm.
then what do you see yourself maybe, laying down in that space?
Yeah, I mean that I was searching for a space like that for a while. I would see all these like cool videos of like people performing in like cathedrals, and they have like sponsorships in like Europe where they get to play these like insane ass churches that are beautiful and have like all this reverb, and then like someone played, I forgot who, like played in a fucking missile silo or something, so like the reverb was just like
That's sick.
insane,
That's
and
insane.
then this guy, Martin Kushin, I think he played with Matt Gustafson, and they were like walking down like this tunnel in the dark, and they would like hit a note and the reverb would just be like for like 25 seconds. And so I was like, fuck, like how do I find that? And because I don't really have, extra money to throw down, like, all right, here's 3 G's, let me play at your fancy cathedral. um and so my friend Noah told me about this parking garage, and it's actually in the city that I grew up in.
Okay, where's
um
that?
so, Monterey Park.
Oh, tight.
Hmm.
So I went there, and this was kind of COVID times, and so I went to that parking garage at like 11 p.m. so that no one was there,
Mm-hmm.
and like I played a note, and like it sounded insane,
Yeah.
you know. And so that was pretty. I don't want to say that's the ideal situation, but it was pretty ideal. But I would absolutely love to play a cathedral or something like that. I think just not only for the reverb but for the energy,
Yeah.
like a temple in Japan. I would love to play some sort of temple in Japan
Oh, that'd be
if
so sick, dude.
um and I think selfishly I would want to be by myself with like maybe like just the alto sax or maybe one more. Because I think that would make me, turn in.
Yeah.
Um and I think I would want to play at 150,000% if I'm in a space like that.
Is this a black metal kind of cut you're doing here? This is what we're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
um,
fantastic.
dude, Patrick, you should play in some missile silos, dude. There's some just outside of LA that you can hike to.
That Yeah, I think Noah told me about that too, but it's like public, right? Like anyone can go.
Yeah, I guess anybody can go, and sometimes they seal them off. They weld them shut, but people will blow them off, blow the tops off every now and then.
Right.
Oh,
But
wow.
I've been inside of them a few times. It would honestly be sick. I feel like that would be kind of a sick concept for a tape. Like, yeah, I'm in this dusty missile silo, like, playing some sax with like,
Yeah. All right, hit me up when you go next.
For sure. We'll have to do a Dusty Missile Silo session.
That'll be the title, yeah, Dusty Missiles.
Speaking of sessions or classic tapes and Noah, I wanted to bring out this little guy
Oh
to
shit!
talk about because it's got a really. This to me is also like another huge tape for you. What kind of picked me up about this when I was listening to it yesterday on a surround sound was how really just vast this was going. This really kind of hit, I think, on some of the stuff you were touching with the parking garage. And I'm wondering about the world recordings that you got from Tokyo and I believe Seattle,
Yeah,
other places.
yeah. So a lot of the field recordings were actually from, or were taken by my fiance Amber.
Mm.
She is on the road much more than I am.
Yeah, because I was gonna say she's a professional musician as well, right?
I would not say that I'm a professional, but I would definitely say that she is professional.
So you're punk. Okay.
Yeah, always, always.
Oh, wow.
But so she collected a lot of like sounds. She went to Bali, she spent time in Japan several times. They went to Europe, every year. And
Mm-hmm.
so she kind of had this collection, and then I was kind of going through my field recordings. And a lot of them weren't exactly what I wanted to use,
Mm-hmm.
like it was like cicadas in Japan, or like, a fucking river, and like that's not what I was going for, with the release. And those have showed up on like, the Fubushi stuff.
Yeah.
But he kind of gave me all of her field recordings, like, yeah, you could use whatever, and I just thought that it was um cool or I wanted to kind of play off the memory of like, oh yeah, we used to be able to go places and like experience things,
Mm-hmm.
and now for the foreseeable future, that is completely gone, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, she killed it.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
We
Maddie.
also talk about disinfecting food and
There's the rain. I remember that rainstorm the weekend of COVID because I was going insane. So listening to
yeah,
that again, thing. Oh my god. Ugh.
yeah. That I think that's when they announced the shutdown. Right? There was a lot of talks before, but I think that was the first one. They were like, all right.
And then I was driving that Friday through, and that was the first Bandcamp Friday.
Oh, really? That was the first
Probably,
one?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that's wow.
And I don't know. I think on tabs out when I was doing a little bit of writing to reflect on that piece. Oh Christ, the way I described it, it's usage of space. I think it was centripetal. And I'm wondering again with this tape you're doing with Claire Rose. It's a no saxophone. There will be no saxophone on this one for you.
Yes.
And so what kind of stuff are you at least bringing there? Because I'm waiting on my bag. I will not listen to the tape until I get code.
It's better that you waited. I don't want to spoil the first time listen experience. I'm really huge on the first time listen through.
You got it.
My ideal situation would be like listening in the dark with like whiskey and just headphones, or like on the record player, and just
Yeah.
not. But that is so hard to do these days.
No, that is actually doable, though. I mean, we did that at the Tone Glow live stream a while back, and you came in. You were bringing up the Japanese whiskey.
Yes. Yes. Cool.
I'll take you. So I will at least do that. I'll let you know how that goes when it arrives.
All right. Let me know. Love to hear it.
What can you tell us more about, I guess, your Luke Stewart improv tape? Was that with Chaz Primack? Was that his label?
Man, Maddie, shout out you, man. I appreciate all the support. You got all the physicals. That's nuts.
Some of them were sent to me. Some of them, though, yeah, I've been waiting for a lot of stuff's connecting right now. We had talked with Luke back in December, and so seeing two bad boys of kind of improv go together, like Luke's take on it, to me was super invigorating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering again if like when you talk with him, or because for this tape, both of you guys were doing separate pieces.
Yeah.
Were they both conducted at the same time, kind of back and back?
I gotta listen to that interview. To be honest, I we didn't talk at all.
Oh no!
We
Really?
didn't have. It was kind of So Chad, this is part of Chaz's new label.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
also
that's what we were gonna ask. Yeah.
So Chaz is definitely affiliated with it, and we were at talks of it of releasing something last year, mid last year, and so I found this lined up exactly with me finding the parking garage space.
Yeah.
So he was like, "We want to do a split with you and Luke." I was like, "I love Luke," and I think I didn't meet Luke yet
Okay.
in real life. I met him in October.
Hmm.
Such a hardworking dude. It's fucked up.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
inspiration.
for
Uh,
sure.
but anyway, so it lined up, and then so I did this like side, and I kind of just wanted to, okay, I want to play off of the space. That was kind of the whole deal with me. And
Hmm.
Luke kind of did the same thing. He played with his space and environment, and it just, I think it lined up, really nicely, like different ways of interacting with space and your instrument. And I think it's a great thing. I'm really grateful for Chaz for putting that together.
I'm starting to notice though a parallel here, Patrick. So this is the second release that you've done. Your tape with Claire is the second release under Mended Dreams, and hey, for Tip Trick Tapes up in Portland, Maine, the second release as well. And I'm assuming second release for this other one that's unannounced. But what's up with the number two? What's your fascination? Why do you always you jump your friends do labels and you just go for it?
I think Julian Dispatch was actually the second tape also.
Really?
Yeah,
Really on montage? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna attribute it to luck. Like I was grateful like for Tip Tricks. Nat reached out to me early on,
Yeah.
about releasing something, and I was really hyped to be even talking.
Yeah.
Like I have seen when Dirty Projectors put out Bit Orca was 2009.
Oh,
Hmm.
Well, no, 2009.
it was 2009.
2009. Oh, I'm fucking old. Yeah, I told someone I graduated high school in 2000. No, college. No, no, high school in 2000, 2009, but it was college.
Oh
And they
wow.
Oh wow.
fucked up, huh?
Height of the Blockhouse era. You had your Animal Collective, your Dirty Projectors, and oh god, some of the other ones. Yes.
So I was in Japan when that record came out. I was doing my thesis for music therapy on music therapy in Japan.
Hmm.
I went for a week and a half, I think, and I visited these universities. Anyways, I didn't really have much but my CD player. And I remember I went on Pitchfork and they gave it like, best new
And
music.
yeah.
So I saw it at Tower Records and then I bought it, and that was like my first time listening to them, but also like I didn't have that many CDs with me to rotate between. I just
Hmm.
had the thing of me. So I
Yeah.
had that and I listened to it a lot, and like on the train, finding these universities or whatever.
Oh my god.
It,
Because
it,
I
it,
do. They had done a tape a while ago, so I tracked it down. And then when Tom's and I were cleaning a house once, it was playing in the background. And just imagining though, listening to some of the stuff like Temecula Sunrise
yeah,
going on the train, speeding through just
yeah,
valleys.
yeah. I mean, it was
Holy
awesome. That tour, me and my friends, I think we saw them fucking 3 times on that tour.
crap.
Like every
It's
time
more than me doing Radiohead.
yeah. So I was, anyways, going back to it, I was really hyped that Nat was even talking to me, and I don't know how he found me. I think he found me off a couple tapes on Astral Spirits, and he was like, "Look, I'm starting this label. If you want to send me anything," and for that record, I was trying to shop it around for, I think like maybe 2 years.
Oh
Oh,
really?
That set of solo recordings, and no one was really taking to it. This label said they were down. I'm not going to say who it was, but they were like, "Yeah, I'll put it out on CD. You have to pay me $2,000 to help me produce it." And then
Oh my goodness.
2000, I don't even have 2000. I'm gonna have $1,000.
Yeah, dude, that's gnarly.
Why don't I just make my own label then?
Yeah, honestly, dude.
So I was just sitting on it, kind of bummed out about it. And Nat,
Yeah.
hit me up, and I said, "Well, I have this." So I sent it to him, and he was really down. And then it kind of worked out. And with Mondage, I was trying to get on Wounded Knife for
Mondage?
yeah for a
Oh.
while, but then they shut that down, and then they were like,
Oh,
"Hey, we're
damn.
gonna start a new label. Do you want to be part of this first batch?" And I was like, "Yes, I would love to be part of this first batch."
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Number twos, I
Dude,
guess.
that's honestly sick, dude. I guess number 2 is your lucky number, Patrick. Lucky number 2.
Also, big shout out though to Triptych. They're making these are gorgeous.
Dude, Triptych is
Actually, like,
honestly sick, dude. Like, dude, I just think everything they're doing is just sick. It's cool.
those first 3 releases though, because Astral Spirits had been on a little kind of spiral of not doing tapes, and I was losing my fix, and
Yeah.
so then I got all 3 of those in a tabs out batch, and I was like, yeah, these are great.
Mhm.
Mike does not see eye to eye with me, but seriously, that Ficus recording, holy crap, those guys know their space. That was some tense sound therapy.
Yeah, they are OGs for sure.
So, Patrick, what can you tell us about your upcoming release on Trouble in Mind? Is it, part of the Exploration series?
Yes, did I tell you about this?
You have tweeted about this one, actually. You said you'd sent some masters over.
Someone else had actually hit me up about the Exploration series. Actually, this guy Gardner, his project is called, does like ambient music. He had like sent me one of his tracks and was like, "Hey, I'm releasing this record with Trouble in Mind for their Exploration series," which is kind of sick.
Yeah. Bill is super awesome, and he's doing like, I think it's really rad what he's trying to do for the scene.
Yeah.
Like with the Exploration series, and like trying to shout out smaller artists, I guess, or
Mhm.
artists doing more experimental stuff. That's not for the main label, but and shout out Bill for waiting so long. He hit me up a long time ago, and anyway, so this upcoming recording is with a saxophonist, Camila Nebbia, who was based in Buenos Aires but now is in Stockholm, I believe, for education. But she is a great musician and saxophone. You should look her up if you're not familiar.
What was her name one more time? Sorry.
Camila Nebbia, Nebbia.
Tight.
But she released a large ensemble record last year, and I think a year before that she did a solo thing, and I found it very similar to Sparrow's Tongue for me. And it made me kind of lash out, like the way she was incorporating like poetry in her voice and like sounds and saxophone. And so I hit her up to see if she would be down to do something, and she was, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even know me really, but she was down to say yes. And we did this distanced, I guess,
Yeah.
halfway across the world. And that's something that I'm really hyped, or not hyped about. Hyped is the wrong word. I'm grateful for that possibility now with,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because of the whole COVID thing, like people can, I wouldn't have thought about it, like, making a record with someone across the world
Yeah.
that you don't necessarily have ever met before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never met in real life Matt Sage or Chaz or.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say right now.
I never met Camila outside of like a Zoom thing, and that was like after we finished the record.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I think she's really great. I'm really proud of what we did, and I think once she's less busy, we're gonna try and do a second one.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's so sick.
Yeah.
And big shout out to Bill.
Seriously.
Yeah. Trouble, like I know. I guess I get a good sense of that. Oh my god, any Garden Portal stuff, anything that's being released. Also, yeah, you had a track on Garden Portal. That was wild.
Yes, I actually have a tape coming out with them.
Oh, really? That's sick.
Match.
I think so.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. It might be the batch after.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's so sick.
I'm so excited. Wow.
I guess we should probably get into some of the fan questions then.
Oh, we need to go to fan time.
Yeah.
More questions for myself, because we don't have to ask those. We could.
Okay.
Oh, you never
Yeah,
know.
so all right, here's the fan questions, Patrick. Where's the best corn dog you've ever had? I'm just kidding.
Disneyland.
I know that was yours.
Have you ever had a okay, do you even eat corn dogs?
Okay, dude, honestly,
On the occasion.
I used to be a big fan of corn dogs when I was younger. But
Yeah.
every now and then I'll go to hot dog on a stick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are those even
I
a
also
thing
know,
anymore?
but they're overpriced. But yeah, Disneyland.
Oh, really? Disneyland.
Now, given I haven't been to Disneyland in fucking years, so
Yeah.
I might change the recipe, but in my mind, when you're like 9 years old,
Yeah.
the fucking one.
Are they like shaped like a Mickey Mouse head or anything like
That
that?
would be awesome, but no, they're just a regular ass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. Here's another one that like you're probably gonna think is like one that you asked yourself because you did, but also Matt Sage wanted to ask this, and he just wanted you to talk about Taco Bell.
I'll slow this down. It's good.
We love Taco Bell here at this house, and that's our go-to spot whenever Amber comes back from tour or like from
Yeah,
spending time away from LA. I'll pick her up from LAX and then we'll go to Taco Bell and then come home and eat that and watch TV. And that has been our routine for a minute.
that's dope. So, what's your go-to Taco Bell order?
It's a number 6.
What does that entail?
The chalupa, I get it with beef, and then I switch the hard shell taco out for a soft taco.
Oh hell yeah, that's dope. So I know I guess
Nachos on
the
the side, chips and cheese nachos on the side.
oh hell yeah.
That's actually crucial. I would not want that touching.
So I guess what's your go-to hot sauce there? Are you what do they have like mild, medium,
Hot.
and hot?
Hot.
Hot? Yeah.
Hot.
Okay. Tight.
But if we're talking Del Taco, then it's the medium all the way.
Okay, for sure.
You know what's funny? So, are you guys familiar with the band Yowie?
Yeah, dude, aren't they like a Zool band maybe?
They're
No.
not small. They're like progressive. They're like brutal prog in its line.
Yeah, Brutal Prague. Yeah. Okay, I know who they are. Didn't they do something with what's that label that they were on? I forget.
Skingraft?
What is it?
Skingraft?
Yeah, Skin Graft. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, dude.
Anyways, so they came on tour to do like a couple shows out here, and they were like, "We got to go to Del Taco because of Del Taco in St. Louis." And so they went, I think, like a couple times, and they like took a bunch of their mediums, the El Scorcho sauce. And they were,
Yeah.
like, taking pictures to send to their friends, and I thought it was really awesome. I was like, "Damn, I should go to Del Taco more probably."
That's so sick, dude. That's good. Patrick, okay, so here's another one from Rob McGill. He asked this.
Local legend Rob McGill.
Yeah, local legend Rob. Dude,
Under fucking rated.
honestly, dude, Rob is literally the most underrated person I've ever met, dude. Like, Rob should be way bigger than he is, I feel like.
Rob should. Rob 100% should.
You know what I'm saying?
Rob is actually writing the like great Americana music. He's got a great mountain man character.
Oh, dude, Rob
don't
is just
have
a
this.
dope motherfucker. Like, that's all there is to it. Rob is so cool. He wants to know what your favorite Magma album is.
Fuck. KA.
Which one, K?
I know that's not the choice everyone would say.
Yeah,
I think KA is fucking perfect.
hell yeah.
It's like a 40-minute fucking composition.
So Magma is Zool, right? Is that? Yeah. Okay, for sure. That there it is. Yeah. Um, so how did you meet Rob by chance? How did you make that connection back in the day?
Man, I just fucking emailed him.
Oh, really?
And he was down to put out Nicest Sutra. He was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm down. Let's do it."
That's so sick, dude. How'd you
And
find out
later
about
on-
his How'd you find out about his music?
What's that?
How'd you find out about his music or like his label?
That's a good question. I don't. It was just the internet.
It just came one day, you know?
I don't know, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, dude, same. I feel like when I discovered Rob, I was like, oh shit, this stuff is coming out of like the local area, like this is crazy. And that's when I
Yeah.
found Black Sun Sutra too. So that's like how I found your music is through like Rob's label. But yeah,
amazing.
dude, Rob is literally just like the coolest person ever and like dude, like his story is just so sick, dude. Like if anybody wants to hear about Rob, dude, go onto my YouTube channel and listen to the interview with Rob because that guy is just sick.
I haven't heard it, but I completely second this.
Yeah, dude, literally the dopest story ever. And you're just gonna have to listen to the interview and
He's
hear his
just so
story.
sweet, and he's so fucking good. I remember he came down and we played a show at Ham and Eggs Tavern,
Hmm.
and he was just going, and I started laughing because it was so good.
Yeah.
You know those performances where you can't believe it?
Yeah.
That was one of them, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
I hope if you're a musician and I was at your show and I chuckled or laughed, you didn't think I was laughing at you because the music was so good.
There it is, dude. So if you see Patrick laughing at your show, take it as a compliment. That just means you're fucking
It's the
killing it.
biggest compliment. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
It just means you're killing it. So here's another one from someone, biggest cultural influences on your music.
biggest cultural influences.
I guess they said, if I remember correctly, they said like, in terms of like music, literature, film.
Ah. It might have to be one of them for sure would be Murakami.
What is that?
He's an author, Haruki.
Oh, okay.
Murakami. Um, he did like Wind Up Bird Chronicles. Um, he's probably my one of my favorite top three for sure. But he is what got me back into reading after college.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
route because I didn't want to read anything else after college, you know.
Yeah.
Then Chelsea Wolfe was telling me about this book 1Q84 that she read, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I got it, and that shit sucked me in. It was like so good, and it's been a minute since I was really sucked into something, you know. And
Yeah.
then it just went, you know, a black hole. I bought like book after book after book, and I love him. I love all his work. I truly do.
That's sick. What was the author's name again?
Murakami.
Murakami. Okay, that's tight. I'll have to check out Murakami as well. That's awesome.
There's a lot of like references now that I think about it. Like Nakata is a character in a Murakami book.
oh,
Oh, wow. That's
There was
cool.
something too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Head loves that guy. That's all I know.
Yeah, there it is.
Also,
Um,
Vonnegut also is huge for me.
oh, Vonnegut, hell yeah. That's tight. Yeah, he's good. So, Chuck Soho didn't have a question or a topic, but just wanted to say, tell Patrick he's a legend.
He's sweet. I'm definitely not a legend, but thank you, Chuck. You are.
If anybody's a legend here, it's Chuck, dude. Chuck's a legend.
There you go.
Shout out to Dubla.
Chuck's our LA Dub Lab, Keone legend, dude.
Yes.
So,
Dude, he's getting a lot of looks for his recent record. I'm very hyped for him.
dude, me too, dude. Chuck's killing
Yeah.
it. Honestly, Chuck is literally the just chillest motherfucker I've ever met, dude. He's just chill.
He's learning saxophone now.
I saw that, dude. I was like, Chuck, put out a sax record, dude. And he's like, I'm not good enough yet. And I'm just like, I'm like, Chuck, yes, you are, dude.
He does have great dance beats, though. I heard another album
Oh,
from the East Coast. I've got a review going up eventually. I'm like, oh, it's East Coast Coyote, because his beats, that's some chill out room stuff.
yeah, dude. He used to make sick ass like beat music, dude. Now it's more ambient, but
Send it to me. Okay? I'm not gonna have Chuck send it me. Just just pass it on to me.
got you. So here's one. This is from Lake Mary. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
We did it.
Yeah, did it?
Chaz is one of the sweetest guys. He's really great. I'm really thankful for. I think one of the perks of being in the Fubuchi group is like really getting to know the members. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we have a group chat and that shit is like always lit.
That's sick.
And they're on East Coast time, so when I wake up, there's like 35 messages.
Yeah.
And I'm always the last to respond. I'll be like liking fucking thing.
I know you're just liking like the messages that are like 30 texts old, like.
And so and then they would say like, "Good morning, Patrick." And so that
That's so funny. That's the name of that track. Yeah.
Good morning, Patrick. And it started as a joke. When we write the songs, like someone will start it and then just give it like a wonky title to fill it in.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "No, we're gonna keep it." I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, I think people are gonna think that I wrote it and that it's like a pure like oh yeah, good morning, me. Like I don't know. Like no, we're keeping it.
That's so funny, dude. Honestly, I love that. I guess like when I saw that title, Good Morning Patrick, I kind of just pictured like them all just like you guys all just like waking up, with this, some like nice music going, like, that nice ambient, like, those sounds going on and stuff like, Good morning, Patrick, like so here's another one. Your favorite pre and post COVID hangout spots.
Damn. Hangout spots. Pre would have probably been any fucking show.
Honestly, same. Yeah, there it is.
I realize I interact with a lot of people at shows.
As do I feel like that's like what
At the
shows.
table.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a way that I really kept in touch with people.
Mm-hmm.
Post, damn, hangout spot. I guess my fucking studio.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we've spent a lot of time. Me and Amber have spent a lot of time on our garden,
Mm-hmm.
which is our front porch. So we've been like waking up and trying to get like play in the sun and like read outside
Mm-hmm.
before I go to work. That's been really nice.
That's tight.
Well, maybe that.
Nice. Here's another one. Any small businesses you would like to support throughout COVID, or I guess just any small businesses you want to
All of
shout out?
all of them. Support all the small businesses.
There it is.
Don't shop at Amazon.
Yeah, fuck Amazon.
For fuck's sake, please, please. And it's easy to just Google like small business for sure. Like,
Yeah.
remember made a list of like black owned small businesses and put it on our fridge so that if we need like coffee or anything, like we could just look it up and fucking go to that site.
Oh, that's sick. That's what you guys have That's tight. That's awesome. That's great. Somebody from my school, I majored in like geography. I do like GIS stuff. Somebody had made like an actual like GIS map of like all black owned businesses in like Santa Barbara, Ventura counties. It's honestly really sick. It's pretty
That's
useful.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out that person.
Yeah. Shout out that person, dude, whoever you are, that person on Reddit. So
Like that.
this one's from Andrew Weathers. He first of all just wanted to say, same to you, dude. Because I don't know, what'd you ask? You asked that one question that was like, how do you just like, how are you so prolific or something like that?
Uh, I I I think it's luck. I think it's a lot of luck, and people are just down to collab.
There it is, dude. People are just down. That's what I've noticed too. Like at least just from doing like, I don't know, whatever stuff that I do for radio and stuff. People are always just down, dude. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
You can make whatever you want happen just by asking someone.
yeah. What is that quote? Like if you don't shoot your shot, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. Whatever. That's a great one. Stone Cold classic, to be honest.
Honestly.
No, but that's 100% true for sure.
Okay, so what prompted the recent shift away from predominantly sax performance, like your recent collab with Claire Rousey, and if that's a future direction for your work as a whole?
Yeah, I think it definitely is a new avenue that I want to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think when I was younger or when I started, I think in my mind, I wanted to, for myself, push, you know, the saxophone and what the saxophone could
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
And that was really my focus. And I think, recently I've been listening to a lot of new stuff, over the past like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And that has kind of seeped into like, oh, I could do this, or like
Mm-hmm.
this is really cool.
Yeah.
So I've been trying it. I don't want to make like a switch where I stop playing saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of pushed it on the tape that Maddie had. But yeah, I think it's definitely something that I want to explore. And when we can travel again, I'm definitely going to take my Zoom recorder and
Mm-hmm.
get as much sound as I possibly can.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. So the last one that he asked was, how are the fubu sushi pieces constructed, and what what your role is in those, or what is your role in those?
I just bring the jokes, you
Oh
know.
hell yeah.
I kind of just sit there. No, so typically, how it's gone is Matt or Chaz would start with an idea,
Mhm.
like kind of like a map of what they did, like either on guitar or piano,
Mhm.
and we kind of have a Dropbox, and so whoever is inspired to write or has time would kind
Mhm.
of go in, record on top, and then put it back in the Dropbox. Um, and that's kind of how we construct songs, you know.
Type.
Um, I think Matt and Chaz really lay the bed for all of the music, and then Chris and myself will kind of just sprinkle the little toppings on top.
Mhm.
We are usually last, and so it's been fun. Like I've had a lot of fun, thinking about, oh, I should, I can do saxophone, or I'll add something else to like, complement this part of the music, and so
Mhm.
adding like glockenspiel or recording or um, audio recording or something, and that is yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome.
I think a lot of us too, we have been playing with a lot of space or recording with a lot of space,
Mhm.
just because there's four members and like I don't want to play all over the track and leave no space for Chris,
Mhm.
or like I want to play something spacey so that he can add on top of that, or like, if he records first, like I want to complement what he's doing and not, you know, um, taking over, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. That's sick. You guys kind of just share the space like you were saying. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's been nice.
That's great. So I guess that's all we have for the fan questions, Patrick. We're coming down to the very end. So real quickly here, where can people keep up with your work and your projects and basically everything that goes on with like Patrick Shirishi as like a musician?
Yeah. So I'm on the all the social medias, or I try my best. um, I guess the Bandcamp, I try and put all the music that I've made on there. I list all the stuff on my discography page on my website.
Hmm.
It's like the only page that I constantly update. Everything else, like the new shit, is like always like so behind.
Yeah.
I do like that your Bandcamp page is great because you just see all those sold out tapes, but that's a super consistent block for like your discography, the bulk bread
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
butter.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Tight. And then we're real bad at Twitter, but follow Patrick on Twitter as well. You can also follow me on Twitter too. I'm also really bad at it. The only person that's good at Twitter here is Maddie. So if you want some good Twitter
Don't.
content, follow
I
Maddie
would
for
just
the
say go to American Decline Records and get ready to pre-order that death metal tape that Patrick's going to be on.
true.
all with Tashi and Tom.
Yeah, that's the one. I just want to make sure we got that out there before we go into our true last question. This is a fan question from Thomas and I actually.
Yes, ready.
Yes. Okay, so same as last time. Rat's gonna jump in your mouth, Patrick. It's coming back. And are you still doing head or are you taking butt now, and why?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
head for sure. Because if you put the butt in, it's still alive and it could like shit in your mouth or like wiggle around.
That's true, dude. That's very true.
You want to just cut it off right away, so it just slides
Just
down, I
end it,
guess.
dude. Just end it. It's done. It's over with. There it is. Thank you, Patrick. That was a great answer. I'm personally a fan of the vegan answer where you take it butt first and you calm it down by petting it on its head and you put it underneath your hat and then you have a ratatouille homie to you know, take you to
Who said
dinner,
that
take you out to
answer?
dinner.
That's a really good answer.
That's a good one, right? I have to credit Gold Cage though, because yeah, there's this band Gold Cage. They answered that, and I kind of took it because that's just the best answer I've ever heard.
They,
Anyways,
I mean, they must be really sweet people. That's a really nice answer.
that's what I'm saying,
I
right?
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dude, that nobody does. Like, who thinks of that, dude? Like, how do you even like come up with that? Like, that's just perfect, dude. You
How do you
know?
transcend this?
With the rat shitting into my mouth. I'm a bad human. I'm sorry. I still gotta grow.
It's all right, dude. It's all right. We'll all get there at some point, hopefully.
We're learning.
So that's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning into TBD on KCSB FM 91.9 every Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. and NetNet Radio every Saturday at 4 p.m. This is Patrick Shiroishi. Thanks again for being on the show again, Patrick.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, thank you guys.
Let's
Yeah.
buy you a beer next time.
Hey, I'm down. I'm
Hell
down.
yeah.